What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the River podcast. We took a week break. We got the NFL predictions first week early, but now we're back with some U.S. Open coverage, NFL Week 1 recap, and what everyone's excited for, the Week 2 predictions. I'm off to a
Didn't go
great
good for me
start.
last week.
I'm
You know
off to
what?
a great start.
Rome wasn't built in a day, folks.
All
So
right.
we're gonna build step by step.
Gotta love the confidence. So let's jump over to the U.S. Open. And we said we were going to go over a winner in the women's side and a winner in the men's side. Let's hear who you have on the women's side to start.
Well, first of all, I think we should talk about the champions. So
yeah, of course, yeah.
Coco Gauff. Wow.
Yeah.
What a story. First of all.
Yeah, of course.
An amazing run for her, beating the number 2 seeded player in the world, Arnia Sabalenka.
Yep.
After she lost the first set 6-2, that must be pretty struggling if you lose 6-2 and you come back and then win the next 2 sets to move on.
Of course.
That's impressive. That is impressive. And then men's, Novak.
Is there any debate that he's the greatest tennis player of all time now? Because he is now past Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal by a considerable margin going forward, probably because they're not going to be playing anymore. And Djokovic has done it consistently. He owns Australia similarly to the way Nadal owns France, maybe not to the extent, but Djokovic is now king of hard court. He's won Wimbledon, and that the loss to Alcaraz maybe a little bit of a blemish on his career record in Wimbledon, but overall, I would say Djokovic is the undisputed greatest to ever do it now.
Mm-hmm. I think Medvedev was really tired, to be honest, after that match with Alcaraz.
Yeah.
That was a really gruesome match, and having to play
2 days after,
second best player in the world 2 days after, must have taken a toll on him.
Well, I would say that Novak Djokovic is a better tennis player than Carlos Alcaraz. So personally, I think the best tennis player in the world got the job done. Alcaraz obviously has a lot more time for him to make a push, start to become one of the most respected names in tennis history. He's only 20 years old now, but Novak Djokovic, I think, has proven himself this year, last year, all the years before to be the best in the world.
So going back to who you said was my MVP. Hold up, I'm getting a call. Ring, ring. Oh, wait. It's Ben Shelton.
Ben Shelton.
That's my MVP.
I love that.
For the men's. We do have the same name, but that's not why I picked him.
Okay.
I picked him because he really shocked the world.
He really did.
No one expected him to make it to the semifinals. Come on. 47th ranked before.
He really did have a fantastic tournament. Yeah.
Took down Francis Tiafoe and Tommy Paul in 4 sets each. Even though he did lose to Novak, Shelton is still going to be on people's boards to watch out for.
On the radar, yeah. Yeah, what about you? My player that I wanted to highlight, and the MVP is Novak Djokovic because he won the tournament. That's kind of how we go with that. But the player I wanted to highlight is Alexander Zverev. He was on top of the world 2-3 years ago, and he had a gruesome injury. I wouldn't say on top of the world, but he was in conversations for who is going to be the next best men's tennis player after the big 3 retire. And the gruesome injury sustained against Nadal in France, it could have been the end of him. He comes back. This year, he hasn't really done that well in any Grand Slams. He only made it to the quarters this year, but just looking at who he beat, he took down Vukic in 3, which is what you'd expect. He took out his compatriot Altmaier in 4 pretty quickly, took down one of the most consistent and steady tennis players in history. I wouldn't say in history, sorry, in recent history, Grigor Dimitrov, who's been a consistent quarterfinalist in Grand Slams for years now. And then when you'd think this is where he has to fall, he goes and he beats the number 6 in the world, Jannik Sinner, in a 5-set epic. Alcaraz had his way with him, did a pretty quick job, but I just wanted to give some props to Alex Zverev for recovering and now being back to where he was maybe in the future.
He's only 26 also, so there are a lot of young people who are making names for themselves, and we have the next generation just waiting.
Absolutely.
What about women? Who was your MVP for the women's side?
So my MVP for the women's side is going to be Qinwen Zheng, and she also only made it to the quarterfinals, and she was beaten by Sabalenka. But I just want to highlight her because she's been playing at a high level for a long time, and she really hasn't gotten that much recognition. She took down Jabeur in the round of 16, who is the 5th seed in the world. She took down Kanepi in the second round, who's been around for a long time and has been a great player for a long time. And the way she plays tennis is just so innovative compared to the rest of the women's tour, because she's playing in a serve and volley mode that you don't really see in the women's tour. So 20 years old, she's got a lot to come for. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
I kind of went the same track. I picked Madison Keys. She also lost to Sabalenka. You know, seems like Sabalenka had a lot of people's numbers this tournament. But I picked Madison Keys because she's ranked 17th. And I don't think she was on many people's radars to make it that far as she did. Okay?
Yeah.
She took down the number 14 player in the world, Lyudmila Samsonova. Okay?
Yep.
And lost the first set, but then came back, won 2 sets straight. Beat the 4th and 9th player in the world, 2 sets. Both of them, 6-1 in the first set. And then against Jessica Pegula, 6-3 in the second. And then Marketa Vondrousova.
Yeah, she absolutely
6-4 in the second one.
She did a great job. She beat 2 top 10 players. So,
and then also she 6-0'd Sabalenka in the first set.
Yeah.
And then the next 2, almost had them. 6-7, 6-7.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the US Open did come to a close. NFL started.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the recap. You know, we did winners and losers for preseason. So we're going to keep that trend going. And let's do some winner and losers for the regular season. Why don't you start off with your winner first?
I'll start off with my first winner, and that's going to be the combination of Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa. If you watched this channel, if you watched any other long-form content that I've been on over the past offseason, you will have heard me saying that Tua Tagovailoa is the 2024 MVP, and it's looking really good for that prediction.
He 100% played like it. He played like it.
I want to shed light more so on just the fact of how far they've come. First 2 weeks of last season, Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa really didn't mesh. And I know Tyreek had 2 long touchdowns against Baltimore, but those were both underthrown passes. They were kind of failing to get it together. It started to come together by week 11 of last season, and then Tua got hurt. But now what we saw was a combination that looked like Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. So I'm not going to compare Tyreek. I'm not going to compare Tua and Mahomes quite yet. It'll get there. But
I also think Tua himself,
fantastic.
He proved a lot of people wrong, including myself. You know,
a
lot of people were skeptical with him coming off the injury. With one of my winners, I went someone who also proved a lot of people wrong. I went with Jordan Love.
I love it. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
No
245 yards and 3 passing TDs against the Bears. The Bears are a good team, and they have a solid defense. And for Jordan Love to do that with everyone saying, "Oh, he's not ready for it. He needed Rodgers," he really shut them up. So
definitely did a good job there, and he played fantastic for his first game without Rodgers there. I'll go with my first loser, and I feel like it's a pretty reasonable pick given that he lost the game for the Chiefs. It's Kadarius Toney. And if Kadarius Toney isn't on the field for a snap in this game, the Chiefs win this game. So with that alone, I think it's fair to say he is definitely a loser for this week. Dropped the pass that led to a pick 6, and more so just continues to drop passes, doesn't get open. It's a failed trade for Kansas City.
Look, I think Kadarius Toney could bounce back. Okay.
He
bad game, you know.
He definitely can, but he's definitely a loser for the week.
For one of my losers, I went his former team. I went with the Giants.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
What a wreck that was. Losing 40-0 at your home stadium. That? Only 171 yards. Like, come on. This is the team that beat the Vikings last year in the playoffs. Nothing could be done. This is definitely not the same team we saw. In the offensive line, Swiss cheese. Take a guess how many times Daniel Jones was sacked.
Was it 6 times?
7.
7.
Like, that is unacceptable. Especially when you're paying your QB as much as Daniel Jones is getting. The offensive line has to step it up. So,
Yeah,
Giants and former Giants are just losers, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pick my second winner of the week was the Cowboys defense that was against the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Deron Bland returning an interception for a touchdown. You have Noah Igbenogany returning a kick for a block kick for a touchdown. That's 2 defensive touchdowns. They got pressure to Jones all game. Andrew Thomas was put on his behind, and that's one of the best tackles in football. Not even just that, Saquon didn't make an impact. Waller didn't make an impact. It was all around a flawless defensive
Evan
performance.
Neal didn't really step up.
Yeah, a flawless defensive performance from the Dallas Cowboys.
I went the Rams for my second winner. Me and you both had the Seahawks defeating the Rams. It wasn't even a question in our mind. And the Rams really showed us. They defeated the Seahawks 30-13 without their best offensive player in Cooper Kupp. And Cooper Kupp's top 5 player in the NFL, debatedly.
Puka Nacua looked fantastic.
Yeah, and you know who else looked fantastic? Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, Kyren Williams.
Just the whole team really looked well put together. Well.
Yeah.
So then we have to go back to the losers. Who do you have? Yeah.
So my third loser, and I know it's a little bit of a jump because there's a lot that can be blamed on Burrow, a lot that can be blamed on the passing game in general, but I'm going to go with Zach Taylor as the loser because he's had now 4 years to maximize this offense, and we're still seeing the same Route 1 football that we've seen from day one. He was supposed to be a creative play caller. He really isn't. He's not anything different from the other offensive coordinators in the league, and he has the job tasked of managing one of the most dynamic offenses. You saw nothing in that game. I know
I had Burrow for my second loser. So clearly we were on the same page there.
Yeah.
So just 14 for 31, only throwing for 82 yards.
Yeah.
Burrow is one of the best QBs in the NFL. Just got paid a huge contract, and he's an MVP contender. Putting that performance up is just disappointing, but I think Burrow will bounce back personally.
I'm sure he will.
He got that. So the third winner, who do you have?
So my third winner, and again, this is a little bit of a reach, I'm going to say, because there was some things that could definitely be disagreeable.
Mm-hmm.
My third winner is going to be the Jaguars. And I don't
know there.
I thought just the way they were able to incorporate Calvin Ridley right away. Trevor Lawrence played a great game. ETN, Tank Bigsby ran themselves around, did a good job. And I know it's a little bit of a bold take because there were some really boneheaded plays by that team. The fumble that they didn't play the whistle. But overall, I think Jacksonville played a really good game. And there aren't really that many winners for this week because it's week 1. Still everyone a little rusty.
I don't know. Let me stop you there, though. The Jaguars were supposed to smoke the Colts, okay? And the Colts made it a very close game.
It's a divisional game, though. It's a divisional game, though.
Yes, but still, most people expected the Jags to wipe the floor with the Colts, okay?
Yeah.
And the Colts had the lead. They were up 21-17 going into the fourth quarter, so
yeah,
they kept it tight. My third winner is you and I, the NFL football fans.
I love it.
Who isn't happy that football's back? Sitting down your Sunday, sitting on your couch, watching some Red Zone. What's better?
Yeah,
so that's my third winner.
That's how we do it. And my third loser is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. They came into this game. I had them winning this game, which is a blemish on me. But we move forward. The Steelers, they played terribly. There was nothing that was there to resemble a playoff team in that performance. I'm sure that they'll be able to figure it out. They'll win their 8-9 games this season because that's just what the Steelers do. But they definitely were a loser for this week. They couldn't contain Brock Purdy. They couldn't contain Christian McCaffrey, and they couldn't get anything done on offense. Drake Jackson had 3 sacks. That's the third edge rusher on San Francisco's depth chart. So you got to do better.
Not a good game for them. For my third loser, I went one of my favorite tight ends in the NFL, Dallas Goedert. One target that whole game.
He didn't catch a pass.
Didn't catch one pass. Come on. He's Hurts's, in my opinion, safety blanket and one of his favorite targets. And to not get one catch, that's just disappointing.
Yeah.
But I also have one extra loser. But I have a little question for you about it.
All right.
I went with, it's not a loser technically, but I have a question for you. what do you think is the situation now with Rodgers as he is out for the season? What do you see?
So I can't see him retiring because he's just got a little bit too much grit and fire.
I don't think he's retiring either.
I think he's going to try to stay another year. I don't think he'll be ever the same thing that he could have been with an Achilles tear at 40. But I'm more concerned as what do the Jets do moving forward? Because you can stick it with Zach Wilson and you can win 7 or 8 games and miss the playoffs. But this team is it's built too heavily to rely on Zach Wilson. And
look, the reason I ask about Rodgers is because he posted on his Instagram a thing saying thank you and everything. And in the caption it said, "The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again." I think that's pretty clear evidence that he is not retiring. He wants to come back.
I fully agree. Yeah.
So I think Zach Wilson's the answer, especially with Rodgers.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Listen,
did you not watch him last year?
Okay, last year he didn't have Aaron Rodgers helping him. He can have Aaron Rodgers on the sideline helping him and coaching him during the week. In preseason, when Zach Wilson threw that one bomb of a pass, who called it? Aaron Rodgers.
Sure, Aaron Rodgers called a pass in preseason. Now we're acting like Zach Wilson has shown any redeeming qualities throughout any of his time as a starter.
I mean, he looked good.
He looked okay. They definitely limited the playbook. They're going to run the ball a lot more with him, and that might be a good thing. But
also, Breece Hall will be 100%.
Who knows, though? An injury to Breece Hall, and you're looking back at the team that lost 7 straight at the end of the year.
Breece Hall didn't play as much as he could have, and he still had more than 100 rushing yards.
I mean, he had over 100 rushing yards on his first 2 attempts, though, and after that, he got stuffed down.
I still think the Jets are going to make the playoffs. So.
I really, for your sake, I hope they start to manage themselves into something post Aaron Rodgers that's not Zach Wilson oriented, because Zach Wilson had every chance to bring this team to the playoffs last year, and he did not do the job. So whether you bring in a veteran, a Carson Wentz, or a Teddy Bridgewater, or someone that's capable of playing football at some sort of decent level, you can't stick with Zach Wilson. This team is too good to be playing with Zach Wilson.
Look, if someone sticks with Zach Wilson, it's been Robbie Basil.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Since last season, through the trenches, he was standing by his side. And I think Zach Wilson can get it done this season. But I also would like maybe a Jameis Winston as a backup QB, or go trade for Andy Dalton, per se.
Yeah, but even these guys, I mean, even Wentz, Bridgewater, everyone we've said, this team is too good to have this level of quarterback on their team. And it's just really unfortunate that you don't have Aaron Rodgers.
It sucks, yeah.
There's no safety blanket there. Tim Boyle's the backup. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's looking grim.
I was down 5-1 after week 1. But the comeback arc starts now.
I really don't think so.
Let's move right into the NFL predictions.
Yeah, let's move
First game, Vikings-Eagles. Who you got?
I've got the Eagles winning. And
I got the Vikings.
Oh, great. We're already off to a good start now. And the Eagles, I didn't think they looked very good in week 1. The Patriots played them tough, and the Eagles, they gave the ball away on every opportunity that they were able to once they had a lead. But the Vikings lost to the Buccaneers, and
they did.
They had no semblance of a run game. The defense was bad. They couldn't manage to defend against Baker Mayfield on the ground, scrambling.
Baker did find out their signals.
Baker did not find out their signals. That was a rumor.
Pretty sure he did.
No, it was a rumor. It's not real. But
the reason I have the Vikings, though, is because the Eagles are going to be missing some key pieces. Okay.
Sure.
Kenneth Gainwell out. James Bradbury out.
Sure.
Reed Blankenship out.
Sure.
Fletcher Cox is questionable with a
They're going to be fine. They're going to win this game pretty quickly, actually, I think.
I think also the Vikings are really going to bounce back. They had that loss.
You see, I don't buy it.
I think it hit them hard.
I really don't buy it. But yeah, let's move on.
I think that's the game of the week, and it's on Thursday night, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So, Packers, Falcons.
Now we're looking at a very interesting game. Both teams 1-0. Both teams with new-ish quarterbacks. And I'm gonna go Green Bay to extend their record to 2-0.
I'm gonna second that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna second Green
Bay.
Bay.
I like Atlanta. Desmond Ridder looked all right, but there's just a little bit missing on the offense. The defense was great. Jesse Bates had 2 interceptions, and they played really well as a unit, but there's just something missing on the offense. And I don't know if it's not getting Bijan involved in the run game, not getting Drake London or Kyle Pitts involved in the pass game, but there's just something, I think, in the coaching that's off with that team, and I think Green Bay is going to expose it.
Also, I think they played a very young Panthers team.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that wasn't a real test for them. So I think this game will be their real first test.
For sure, yeah.
But I'm going with the Packers. Bills, Raiders.
All right, so I'm not gonna say the Raiders. I'm gonna pick the Bills to win this game.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm picking them too.
And for me, the overreactions in week 1 to the Bills are not overreactions, because it's stuff I've been seeing for the past year and a half now, that Josh Allen is a turnover machine. The run game hasn't been able to get going. Stephon Diggs is the only viable target on the offense, and the defense isn't the same as it used to be. So there is a genuine concern. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs going into the season. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but the Raiders are more of a mess. Jacoby Myers was fantastic in week 1, but it was really hard to watch him go down in that way. I don't expect him to play week 1. And the Bills have just the more polished.
I think the Bills bounce back. I think they bounce back.
I wouldn't even call it a bounce back. I would call it just playing an easier opponent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I also think, like, this happened last year. Zach Wilson took down the Bills again. I think the Jets are just.
We're not giving credit. We're not giving credit to Zach Wilson.
The Jets defense is just
the Jets defense. Yeah, absolutely.
So now to another interesting game: Seahawks against the Lions.
So this is a very interesting game, and I would have gone with the Seahawks before week 1, but now I'm going to pick the Lions, because the Lions went out there, and I know there was no Kelsey, I know there was no Chris Jones, but they went out there and they beat the best team in football. And there's no question marks to be had about the chokehold that Dan Campbell has on this team. They're going to be able to go out there, play 100%, and get stuff done, because they have a quarterback who's invested in the system. They have a run game with a very explosive running back. And there's also just a whole lot of weapons that go completely unnoticed. So you see Amon-Ra St. Brown, sure. That's someone that's going very recognized. But then you have Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, people that no one will ever talk about, that play very well consistently.
I love the Lions. Who doesn't love the grit and grind they have? But I'm going with the Seahawks. I think Geno Smith is going to have a bounce back week, and just as a team, they're all going to bounce back as one and take down the Lions. So, Ravens, Bengals.
Now, this is a tough one, because I didn't think the Ravens were good last week. I definitely didn't think the Bengals were good last week. I'm going to pick the Bengals to bounce back.
Same here. I'm going to pick the Bengals.
Joe Burrow has consistently played well against the Ravens. They need to start to sort out their run game, though, because that's the only way they can beat the Ravens. Time of possession, keeping the ball, no turnovers. But
Lamar Jackson didn't even look that great.
He didn't look great. Zay Flowers looked really good. I thought OBJ.
J.K. Dobbins sadly out again.
It's so sad. But that's another thing. They just have to solidify the run game with less pieces now, whether that be Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, whoever they have in mind. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting.
I mean, the Bengals, I think they're going to win. I think they're really mad about how they performed this past weekend.
Yeah, I mean, their guys got benched.
Yeah, I think they're going to come out and with fire and show that last weekend was a fluke.
Yeah.
So, Chargers-Titans, sorry.
So Chargers-Titans is also an interesting game to me. Ryan Tannehill was I should have put the Chargers I should have put Ryan Tannehill as a loser for week 1, because I'm not surprised if he loses his job to either Willis or Levis within the next 3 weeks. He was absolutely horrible. They didn't utilize the run game enough. They didn't utilize DeAndre Hopkins enough. And the Chargers are just going to pick them apart. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback who's going to be able to get the job done against a weak-ish defense. The Saints didn't play. Yeah, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, whoever you want, Quentin Johnston.
Austin I don't know about Eckler, though. He may not play, though.
Even without Eckler, Josh Kelly ran for 90 yards. He ran for 90 yards last week.
I agree. So, Bears, Bucks. I think we both have the same one on this.
I have the Bucks.
Bears?
I have the Bucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have the Bears. Okay.
I actually think this is my lock of the week. Is that the
lock of the week?
This is my lock of the week that the Bears, the Bucks win this game, because the Bears, Justin Fields can't throw the ball. I love a mobile quarterback. I've loved a mobile quarterback. That's been my number one prototype of a quarterback since day one. But you have to have some semblance of how to throw the ball. Justin Fields has had 3 seasons now, and
Justin Fields threw for more yards than Baker Mayfield.
But it's not about the yards. It's about hitting your targets when it matters. It's about not throwing interceptions. It's about scoring points. And he had a good touchdown throw to Mooney, sure. But if you watch the interception he threw to Quay Walker, there's no receiver within 10 yards of him. And Justin Fields has done this so often that it's really making me question my 3-year rule. And my rule is you give a quarterback 3 years regardless. And I've waived this rule for maybe 4 quarterbacks ever. And I'm going to give Fields the benefit of the doubt right now as to being a starter just because the team is terrible and he can run like hell. But there's just not anything there for him.
I'm going the Bears.
I'm going the Bucks.
I'm going the Bears. I think the Bears have a bounce back week. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's proven everyone wrong, but I think the Bears will take this one. Okay. I think we're going to see a lot more DJ Moore this week.
Everyone always says we're going to see a lot more DJ Moore, and we never see a lot more DJ Moore.
That's okay. Like we're also going to see some more Dante Foreman, which I'm excited for.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
Jags versus Chiefs. This one was pulling at me. So, who do you have first?
I'm going to pick the Chiefs. That's with or without Kelsey. And
I'm doing the Chiefs with.
You bring back Chris Jones into the defense, and you have a completely different defense. You stop the run, and you're able to make things work with the offense when your defense is off the field. So, I don't care who you're throwing the ball to, as long as it's not Kadarius Toney over and over again, because he can't catch. But Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, you have options, even if it's not Kelsey. And Mahomes has shown. Noah Gray, yeah, Blake Bell. Mahomes has shown over the years that he knows how to get stuff done with weak casts. So I'm going with Kansas City.
There's no way Mahomes goes 0-2 to start the season.
Nah, no shot.
The Jags are a great team, but it's Mahomes. Can't really go against Mahomes, can you?
Nope.
Unless it's against the Lions, I guess. Now for the best game of the week. Colts versus Texans.
Gotta love this matchup. Something inside me says Texans here.
Give me the Colts.
Something inside me says Texans here, and I'm going to follow my belief here. I'm going to go with Houston. I mean, the Colts, they looked all right, sure, but when it mattered, they couldn't stop the run, and they couldn't stop anything defensively.
I mean, what did the Texans really do, though? But they lost 25-9.
They played a bad game, sure. But this is the first game they had with a new quarterback into the helmet. I know it was the same. But it's also the first game with a new defensive-minded head coach. And there's just a lot.
The Colts had a new head coach.
Not defensive-minded, though. It's easier to adjust to an offensive-minded head coach. Just over time, okay. That's been true.
I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big Michael Pittman Jr. fan, personally. Yeah. And I think him and Anthony Richardson are going to build a special connection and dominate together.
All right. Well,
I don't know how far they will dominate, but I think they'll dominate the Texans.
See who's right.
Niners, Rams.
It's the Niners.
The
Rams.
I'm sorry, Rams. Yeah. Like, y'all had your fun.
Storybook ending comes to an end.
But now you're playing the Niners. Y'all saw what they did to the Steelers. Dismantle them.
Yep.
So they're going to do the same thing, especially since the Rams have no Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal.
Also, Brandon Ayuk has just been looking amazing.
Wow. What a catch in the end zone.
You know, Debo barely even, he had more of an impact than Debo did that game.
I mean, there are games that you'll see that where Kittle doesn't do anything, Debo doesn't do anything, and they still find a way to get stuff done.
Now, for the only team that got shut out last week, Giants versus the Cards.
Oh, this is such a horrible matchup. It's the
what a game. What a 425 game.
And I really don't think the Giants are all that bad. I think the Giants will win this game. I don't think that week 1 is going to be indicative of how they play this season. So give me the Giants.
I'm giving it to the Giants, but only because it's the Cardinals who they're playing.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are not good, but somehow they managed to put in more points than the Giants. It's going to be some 405 game on Fox. So,
exciting.
Who can't wait? Now for an actual New York team that won and the team that crushed one of the New York teams. The Jets versus the Cowboys.
This is going to be the first.
Jets. Give me the Jets, baby. Zach Wilson, we're doing it.
This is going to be the first real hiccup for the New York Jets of many. And the Cowboys defense is just too powerful.
The Jets defense is amazing also.
Yeah, sure. You know what? That's true. The Jets defense is good, but there's just more avenues of attack on the Cowboys offense than there are on the Jets offense. The Cowboys offense has a strong running game in Tony Pollard,
I would have to disagree.
Stable quarterback in Dak Prescott, and more importantly, the best defensive line in football. And the Jets offensive line, you saw what happened. Aaron Rodgers got his Achilles snapped within 3 plays.
I don't think that was on the offensive line. I think that was just very unlucky.
I mean, it was on Rodgers if we're being real, because he should have hit Garrett Wilson. But
also the turf, but we're not going to get into
We're not going to go into that. You also see the offensive line is very weak for the Jets.
You want to talk about bad O-lines, though? Tell me a team that has an O-line that's like a revolting door each year with new players.
Revolving door.
The Cowboys. The Cowboys. It's always new players on that O-line.
But they've always been able to do an okay job at it. But
when you're one of the best defensive players in Quinnen Williams.
Yeah, why are you talking about Quinnen Williams as if he's Micah Parsons, though?
Quinnen Williams is a force to be reckoned with, dude.
Sure. And I don't disagree with that. I think the Jets have a lot of good players on their defense, but the Cowboys, just name-based, the Cowboys have them beat.
Also, shout out to Jordan Whitehead.
3 interceptions is a great game.
Yeah. I should have had him as a winner. I'm going to Jets, though. Right. Zach Wilson, please, clutch up. But I also think Brees and Dalvin Cook will be involved more, and you will see more runs.
Yeah, you also think you may get some more of Dalvin Cook. Yeah,
I think you also may get some more end arounds with Xavier Gibson, and maybe we'll see McCole Hardman.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
But shout out to Xavier Gibson also. Wow,
yeah,
what a story.
Yeah,
what a way. So now to another mid game: the Commanders against the Broncos.
Gotta love it. I'm gonna go with Washington here. And it's another easy matchup. Yeah, Broncos country is flailing at the moment. I'm going with Washington. Sam Howell didn't look great, but there's just there's an element of stability to the offense. Whether that,
for you.
Yeah.
After what point? How many games do the Broncos have to lose to say that the Sean Payton hiring was not a good one?
Well, it's been one game.
I'm saying though, how many games would you say like?
Well, if you lose anything more than 8 games or 9 games, I'd say it's, or you know what? No, I'll say if you lose anything more than 10 games,
okay,
because it's a big turnaround from Nathaniel Hackett.
That's true.
So,
I mean, the Jets won with Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, I don't think he had that much of an impact.
So now, to your favorite team, we got a divisional matchup, Sunday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins against the New England Patriots. I'm going the Dolphins.
I'm also going the Dolphins because I really do believe that this team could be the best in football this season. But this game does read trap a little bit. There is
the Patriots in divisional games.
There's an element of surprise to the Patriots this year, whether that be the run game or a strong defense. I think the Patriots are going to be a little bit better than people expect, but not good enough to take down Miami. Give me the Dolphins.
I mean, look, even when we talk about the Patriots, last weekend, they kind of surprised us. Kendrick Bourne, he had a great game, and I don't think he was on many people's radars.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones didn't look bad, so.
Not at all.
They could do something, but I think it's going to go to the Dolphins. So now, it's one of the best days of the year.
2 Monday night
games on Monday Night Football. Let's start with Panthers-Saints first. So.
I mean,
I have the Panthers.
I have the Saints, but I'm not. I could be convinced the other way.
It's a divisional matchup, so
I'm really not convinced by either of these teams. The Saints won last week, but it was a really unconvincing win. So I'm gonna pick.
Bryce Young is still adjusting, and I think I got the Panthers. I also have them winning the division, so
yeah, I have the Saints winning the division, so I'll go Saints.
Steelers-Browns. Now this is a good game.
Give me the
Mason
Browns.
Rudolph against Myles Garrett.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. But give me the Browns.
Give me the Steelers.
No, it can't be. The Browns are a playoff team this year. I think they have everything that it takes all over the field. They're very well rounded. Nick Chubb, very few big runs in the last game. He still had over 100 yards. Amari Cooper didn't even need to get involved. They had a great game.
I think Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Sure he is.
I think he's going to get them fixed up, and they're gonna play with some different type of energy this game.
Yeah.
You're gonna see more from George Pickens, more Najee, more from Allen Robinson.
More Najee, more Allen Robinson might be a thing of the past.
So
Najee and Allen Robinson might be a thing of the past.
I think Kenny Pickett will bounce back, but that's me. You know, I'm not only saying that because I have him in fantasy football. I think he got this.
So I've just run into some news. The Dolphins say Raheem Mostert and Jalen Waddle were both. Raheem Mostert was out during practice, and Jalen Waddle was limited during practice today. So
I'm still going to Dolphins.
I still will too, even if they both don't play. But Waddle having a limited impact might be a little painful. So we'll see.
If you look at the impact he had against the Chargers,
he didn't even need to do that
compared
much.
to
Tyreek Hill.
It wasn't that much.
Well, when you have 2 top 8 receivers in the league, you don't need you don't need both of them to be that good. So
I don't know if I would go top 8, but somewhere around there. Do you want to go?
So now we're into some immaculate grids. We have been very unsuccessful in the past. We got one though.
Hey, we got one. Let's start off. Reds, Red Sox. Tommy Pham.
Reds, Red Sox, Tommy Pham. We're not playing numbers game, are we? We're just gonna.
No. Yankees, Dodgers, Billy McKinney. I'm locked in today.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, Ellsbury is the call here, but that's also a very high percentage.
Wait, did Ellsbury win Rookie of the Year? No, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. Let's wait to go on that one. Okay. Yankees. Wait, who's the guy who played for all the AL East teams? Something Pierce.
Yeah, Steve Pierce. No, he didn't play for the Yankees, I don't think.
I thought he played for all the AL teams.
I really don't think he played for the.
I swear he played for all the AL teams. I'm gonna
put Babe Ruth.
No. I put Babe Ruth, and I'll see myself online. Okay, I'm checking for myself if Steve Pierce played for the Yankees.
I really don't. The
Yankees, Cubs. We can go Tyone.
Who?
Jamison Tyone.
Oh yeah. I thought he said Tiger. I was like, who?
He did play for the Yankees.
Well, Babe Ruth was only 18 somehow.
He was a World Series MVP. Dang. Cubs, Dodgers, and then Cubs. Oh no, Reds, Dodgers, and Cubs. Cubs,
Reds. Could Cubs,
Reds. Cubs, Dodgers. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean. Right.
Boston Rookie of the Year. Who can we have here?
Did Mookie Betts win Rookie of the Year?
Did Yasiel Puig win Rookie of the Year?
Yo, you can go in for Reds, Dodgers.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I don't know if he won Rookie of the Year. I'm not gonna lie. Reds, Cubs.
Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, that works. I think. Or Michael Givens, did he play for the Reds?
Did Dexter Fowler? I
don't know if he played for the Reds. I don't know.
Yeah, because he was Cardinals. I know, but
try Givens. Now Givens. The first one.
Yeah. Damn.
0.2. Some respect on that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who that is, but yeah.
He was on the Mets, that's why. Rookie of the Years. Okay, here we go. So let's think. Cubs. Could be Rizzo.
Yeah.
We gotta think like, who are the best? Okay, Rizzo. Bellinger.
Could be Chris Bryant.
Javier Baez.
Chris Bryant was a really late pick though, so I don't think he's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Javier Baez.
For Boston.
Boston Rookie of the Year.
For Boston, could it be?
Did Ellsbury win Rookie of the Year?
I'm going to put it.
I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere. I may be completely wrong. I feel like I'm completely wrong.
Right, well, I'm going to go with it. Nope.
Dang. All right. Rookie of the Year is tricky, so.
Yeah.
Red Sox. For Dodgers Rookie of the Year, did Scherzer or like Trey Turner win Rookie of the Year?
I'll put Scherzer.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, we already lost. Damn.
Just put for Red Sox rookie of the year.
Pedroia?
Manny Ramirez. Or Pedroia. Either one works.
Yeah, Pedroia was right.
Who would have worked? Let's see the summary. Let's see. Cody Bellinger and Chris Bryant. We said them both. Oh my.
Oh, man.
Dang. Hey, we got a 0.2% though, so we will take that.
We did all right.
We
Let's
will
go over to
take that.
football.
Football, okay. So let's start. Let's go to the Super Bowl last. Okay.
Super Bowl champs is going to be real fun because there's going to be so many for the Seahawks. At least we can get a really low percentage here. But
let's start with the teams first.
Yeah. So Marshawn Lynch works here, but I think that's going to be a high percentage.
Are we going for percents? That's it.
Nah.
Go Marshawn.
Yeah.
Okay. Bills, Cowboys. Bills. Wait. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He played for the Commanders, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Fitzy. Bills, Cowboys. Let's come back to that one.
Soon to be Stephon Diggs when he goes to the Cowboys. But
Seahawks, Bengals. I feel like there's been someone in the news lately.
I feel like this is such an unlikely pairing.
Bengals, Cowboys, Andy Dalton.
I'm going to put Chibode Awuzie.
That works too.
Chidobe.
Okay. Bengals, Seahawks. I feel like there's someone in the news. Like it's recent. This should be there.
Byron Maxwell. Yeah.
Works. Cowboys, Super Bowl champs. Not Romo.
Stephon Gilmore.
No, I think it has to be with the team. I think it has to be with the team.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure on this website it has to be with the team.
I doubt it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I'm very, very doubtful.
No, I'm gonna trust me. No, wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. Okay. Bengals, Commanders. I feel like that's a tight end, probably.
Yeah, it feels like there would be.
Tyler Croft.
Nah.
CJ Uzama.
No, he was never on the Commanders.
If you want to go Gilmore, you can go Gilmore there.
I'm gonna go Gilmore. I really think it's gonna be. Nope. All right, let's just put Aikman. Yeah.
Commanders, Super Bowl champ.
Theismann.
All right, let's go. Bills, Cowboys. Bengals, Seahawks, Bengals, Commanders. Bengals, Seahawks. Was Collins on the Seahawks at one point or no?
Lael Collins. No, I don't think so. It was he was Cowboys Bengals. That could have worked.
Trying to Commanders, Bengals. What about punters? Tressway.
Was he ever? Wait, was he ever on?
I have not.
Bengals.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think players that played for a lot of teams, to be honest.
Yeah. Trying to think for the Bengals Seahawks is bothering me because I don't.
I feel like there's some recent though. Did Carl Lawson? Did he play for the?
Nah. Bills Cowboys too. I feel like there should be.
Bless you.
Thank you.
No problem. Bengals Commanders. Did Carson Palmer play for the Commanders?
Nah.
I didn't think. Giovanni Bernard, did he play for the Seahawks or Commanders?
No. He was a Bengal and a Buccaneer his entire career.
What about Tyler Eifert?
He was a Jaguar, but he was never on either.
Tyler Eifert, he was on the Bengals.
Yeah, but he was never on the Seahawks or the Commanders.
This is tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Josh McCown.
For who?
Any. He played for a lot of
I don't think he played for any of these teams, actually.
I think he played for the Seahawks.
Oh, you're right. He did, but
maybe the Bengals, but maybe it was the Browns. I'm thinking of.
he definitely played for the Browns.
Yeah, I think of the Browns. Bengals. I don't know. I'm stumped, to be honest. You just want to put some?
No, this is not right.
Just try it. I'm stumped anyways. I don't know.
I know this is wrong also, but
Palmer? I think we should end it off with some basketball. I think that's where we bounce back. Pun intended.
Fitzpatrick was the answer here also.
Who's for
Cole
Seahawks?
Beasley.
Cole Beasley. Oh, we got that. Seahawks Bengals is TJ.
Who?
We were not gonna get that.
Yeah.
This
is just straight teams.
Let's get some rare ones in here. Let's go Heat, Bulls.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, we can go Dwayne Wade there.
I don't care about the numbers. I'm going
Wade. Spelled Dwayne wrong. The first one. Okay. Heat Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Jimmy Buckets. Okay. Kings Heat. Mike Bibby. Okay.
Kings.
Did Jeff Green play for the Timberwolves? I think he did. May have, but don't call him yet, in case. Kings Thunder should not be this hard. Oh, Blazers, Bulls, Pippen.
Yeah.
Should down have taken us this long.
Did Thabo Cephalosha ever play for the Bulls?
I have no clue, to be honest. Well, we can go perfect here. I don't know if we want to risk it.
Yeah, you're right.
Thunder, Bulls. Why do I feel like Jeff Green played for the Timberwolves for some reason?
I don't think so.
I know. We can get this 100%. I believe in us. Trailblazers or Kings Thunder. That should Bulls Thunder should not be this hard.
It really shouldn't.
It should not be this hard at all. Oh my. For OKC, Timberwolves shouldn't be this hard either. Timberwolves, Portland. So we can get this. Did Zach Randolph ever play for the Trailblazers?
I don't think so.
That would have been a nasty one. I don't know why I'm thinking Jeff Green for Timberwolves Thunder.
Let's do it.
I don't know though. I don't want to be the reason we mess up.
Well, if you don't mess up, I'm gonna mess up at some point. Yeah.
Right. Try.
No, I'm gonna no because I feel like I have to know. Yes. Wow.
Try Benoit Benjamin for Thunder Kings. Okay. We can get the last two. I don't think Zach Randolph was it. I don't think he's it. Rudy Gay. Didn't he play for the Trailblazers?
What? No.
Guess not. Okay. Let's see. Zach Randolph for Kings Trailblazers. He did. We put him in the wrong spot.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, we could have got Sabonis.
Yeah.
We could have got Cameron Payne, Kevin Martin.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I know we took a week break, but we're going to be back every week with our free topics, NFL predictions, and we're going to be watching Ben Gans put on a jersey of my choice by the end of the season. So
it will not, but okay.
Be very excited. Stay tuned to what that is, and give us your predictions in the comments. Jacob Trouba jersey will not be touching my hands.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Yeah.
We'll see you next week.